Thank you for being the dude who used big words in poems. I appreciate that. Normally that's what I do, and I appreciate the fact that I didn't have to do that tonight. You don't have a CD or nothing? Where are you from? Fayetteville, North Carolina? Okay, that's what's up. Big up for Fayetteville, North Carolina. I was just in Fayetteville, Arkansas earlier this year. It's not as cool as Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm gonna do a poem now. All right. Y'all want something new off that I memorized, or something new off some paper? Memorized? All right. It's my newest piece. It may not be new to you if you've heard it in the last couple weeks, but I'm gonna do it anyway. This is like my message poem, right? So I'm trying to send a little bit of a message, so hopefully you hear me. Feel free to respond during the poems, y'all. Y'all don't have to sit here and be so quiet and shit. It's so weird. The poet's on stage, he's doing a poem, and I just hear what y'all are thinking, but y'all aren't saying nothing. Fuck, alright. I have to give you comedy before I depress you. And we still can't see what is right before our eyes. It's cozy inside, but it's raining outside. But when the blood from the street starts to seep through your door, your windows are closed, but it soaks up your floors, what will you do? When deny no more you can this death, this phenomenal war. See, for centuries these chains have been locked in our minds, promising freedom, concealing the lies, misguiding the people, by muffling the cries of the suffering masses, pulling the wool over our eyes. So when the towers came tumbling, we stood there surprised that the whole world was hurting, and we never realized. But when the lines were drawn, we stayed silent as sheep. And our children couldn't think because we drugged them to sleep and changed their curriculum, taught them not to be critical of oil and bankers and corporate criminals, drug companies with greater revenues than some entire nations. But cancer and AIDS are still destroying civilization. It means we are paying to be kept sick instead of learning to heal. We need to stop being polite and start getting real, but reality TV has us too numb to feel and too dumb to squeal when they cut into our flesh and bone, distracting us all for a nominal fee. Malcolm said it plain, and we still can't see that slavery is past, but it never left. Just changed its form to oppress more efficiently. Now it's a well-oiled machine fed by the struggles of the meek. The gap between rich and poor has never been greater. In fact, the top 1% own land, air, and sea, and squeeze the middle class until they struggle to be, and they use fear to rule you. But is fear your master? You go to church on Sunday to hear the words of your pastor, but go right back on Monday to your corporate cell. And you think you're in heaven, but you're living in hell. See, time will tell. All along we've been warned, but the veil has stayed down. We are born, we work, we go into the ground and feed off our futures to our feudal lords. Our sheriffs of Nottingham, our Sherwood Forest is filled with the hungry who are so desperate to eat, they mortgage their lives for a chance to compete. But contrary to belief, life is no competition. Everything has the right to exist. Use your intuition. Follow your spirit. Claim your perspective. Take some time with the silence and find that pain is reflective. A state should mirror its people, y'all. We were built to be free, but it gives way to evil when the people can't see. So listen closely to that little voice inside of you. And if you can't hear that voice, look to the person next to you and ask them if this is what Jesus meant when he taught us how to love. And if this is what Gandhi meant when he said we should be the change we wish to see. And if this is what Martin meant when he said that in the end we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends as they fall by our sides, and the dreaming ends, and the dark hits our eyes, and it's storming outside, but we can't see through walls made of American pride. Our brothers and sisters are dying. The whole world is at stake, but there's a fortune to be made in making sure you're not awake, making you believe that you're different, when to them you're all the same. From a bomber in Gaza to a hacker in Ukraine, from a teacher in Tampa to a factory worker in Bahrain, we are all merely pawns in their phenomenal game, and let the chips fall where they may. Just don't be surprised when the consequences come and you still can't see what is right before your eyes. It's cozy inside, but it is storming outside. But when the blood from the street starts to seep through your door, your windows are closed, but it soaks up your floors. Tell me, what will you do when deny no more you can this death, this phenomenal war?